Unionized workers, come on.
I think we need a corporation for it.
I mean, well, nope.
I think we'll put it in the articles of the corporation that we hate unions.
Yeah. One thing that might be, well, it might be hard to do, but it would have, I guess, saved us some time early on is if we had a bit more consensus early on about the development platform that the programmers would use, because we got there and first, we had to figure out what languages everyone knows and what we're going to do, and we kind of switched our plan of what platform and language we're using after.
We really just lost the habits.
Yeah.
We lost it.
That's true.
Yeah, we lost that strange sort of weird, we're all going to get to know each other and work together time. Like it was very, it was really frustrating. Like it was really frustrating. I'm trying to get the project going, you're trying to get the project going, you're trying to get one, like we're all trying to do the exact same thing, we couldn't get it started.
Well, I think
so, but that's such a minor thing when you look at the grand scheme of things over this whole project. We sort of got back on track. We're using something, we ended up using something that we went from basically one person not really knowing the technology to maybe 3 or 4 people not knowing the technology as much. So there was that. But I think the pairing, from a programmer's point of view, in a situation like this, pairing is, I think, just absolutely necessary because it's just constant idea feedback. Plus it gets that little incubation thing started right at the very beginning because it's hard to work on to get the thing bootstrapped, until you get a bit of framework in place. And like Jesse put together the Rails app really quickly, and then we started just adding into it and stuff like that, just the basics. So I really like that. So I wouldn't change that. So what I would change is more comfortable chairs. Really coding for 11 hours straight.
Next time.
I would definitely change that. Maybe some whiteboards. That can all be portable. We can all bring that with us, whatever it takes. But yeah, and the next time we do it, I think. Well, I hope there's a next one, and I hope it's not in a year.
Okay. Earlier or later?
Earlier.
It's
I just don't want to kill the idea by doing it too much.
No, I think.
And I think we need to learn to try to get this one moving before we.
That's true.
Prove the concept first.
Absolutely, but even if it's just to do something that's socially responsible and a good project. We didn't spend a lot of time here. We spent a lot of time this weekend, but it's one weekend out of our lives. And we might actually be able to do something good.
Yeah, so maybe having that as the theme next time.
Yeah, I would say, something that's just, look at Will, he's done each of us.
One idea too that we could do is maybe approach, not come up with a brand new idea, but approach maybe a nonprofit organization like the Boys and Girls Club and redo their site or help them with something they want to do. If they have a new project, they want to, like a new website or something, we can help them, we can build it, promote it, and do all of that for free. And we're not going to make any money, but at least it gives us experience on working on a project like this and the satisfaction of helping the nonprofit.
Anybody else have anything?
Can I just maybe just share a bit of a story from the London hub? I think this notion of bringing people from different backgrounds together and creating, looking at where there are things that aren't working in the system for people. So that notion of the food thing, there's a lot of things that aren't working. I've noticed stories from the London hub is around people being able to see where the gaps are and where the needs are, and then be able to sort of create something to fill that need. And that's a common business thing. But it did seem to me that some of the ideas that were coming out at the beginning, and even the one that you're working on now is doing that. And there's a lot of, I think, a big market for that kind of an approach and being able to do that swiftly, which is something, even though big companies, they talk about innovation and they have sort of maybe the financial muscle to do it, having this group of people really, I think, builds the ideas or that evolves the ideas in a way that they might not otherwise, and they can get traction really quickly. So it was just interesting to see that happening here kind of for the first time, even though there's little things happening between members, this was very interesting from that sort of viewpoint.
I want to thank Tracy too for letting us use the hub.
Cool.
All the other guys involved.
Yeah.